This is your election headquarters here on the Joy News channel. Well, it's been a day of voting processes underway in Assin North constituency. Now, the voting process has ended, and we understand that counting is underway as we speak. So let's touch base with our men on the ground to bring you up to speed on whatever is happening in the Assin North constituency. Will it be the NDC carrying the day, or will it be the MPP or the LPG, or possibly the independent winning this election to represent the people of Assin North in the Parliament of Ghana? Well, Richard Kojonyako is in Assin Breku, where we understand the coalition center will be, and he is bringing us the update on whatever is happening there. We'll also be touching base with our man Ohiming Terrier, who is in Assin Pras, where we understand a shooting went on there. We'll bring you update on that. But let me go over to Richard Kojonyako, who is joining us from Assin Breku. Now, Richard, so what's happening now? And he is monitoring the processes there for us. We understand that that's where the coalition center will be. So let's cross over to Assin Breku.
Paying no nothing, because now the residents here, the voters here, 41,000 plus voters have exercised their franchise. They have made their terms do the talking. So now they are currently reconciling the figures here. They are reconciling things here, and that will pave the way for them to actually begin the sorting process, and the sorting process will lead us to the counting of the actual ballot, where the declaration of the result for this polling station would be done. So you can see hundreds pair of eyes staring at the process with the police at their vantage positions. They are also looking at things to forestall any untoward action that may happen here. You know, the people have been waiting for this particular moment, this particular period. They have been very anxious, putting all their energies together. This by-election means a whole lot to them. Now this is the time, this is the opportunity, this is the moment. They want to know who their member of parliament is. For the past 2.5 years or so, it's been on a very slippery rope. The member of parliament they had was embroiled in some legal issues. The Supreme Court, made some definite pronouncement on it, and that paved the way for this by-election. And so a lot of people are keenly monitoring the situation. Let me go around and see if I can speak with some of the people that are keenly monitoring the process. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, yourself.
I am good. Did you vote here?
No, please.
Okay. Where did you vote?
I came all the way from Ghetto South just to observe the election, please.
Okay. So how has it gone for you? Are you really anxious? Is your heart beating?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I'm very confident that J.C. Kwesen is taking it today.
J.C. Kwesen is winning?
Yes, he's winning.
Why? What gives you this kind of confidence?
In fact, he deserves it. And he has to continue the good work that he has started in this constituency. And I believe he's taking it for sure.
For how long are you going to stay here? Because I understand that the bigger collation would be done here. This is the constituency capital, apart from the polling station declarations or so. Are you going to stay here till the end of the process?
Yes. I'm here for it.
So if it is like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you go on and stay?
Earlier on, I came all the way from Ghetto South. Ghetto South is Aflau. You can just imagine the distance I'm coming from. So I'm here for this election, and I'm here until it is finished. Okay. Until J.C. Kwesen is declared the winner of this election.
Okay. Yeah, let me also speak with this man. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
You are obviously expecting a lot from this process.
Of course.
So tell me what your expectations are.
Oh, my expectation is that at the end of the day, J.C. Kwesen it will be declared as a MP elect for the second time again. That is what I'm expecting at the end of the day.
So is your heart beating very fast? Let me touch it. Let me see if I even have a stethoscope here to gauge how fast your heart is even beating.
No, my heart is never beating at all. I'm really excited that at the end of the day, history is going to beckon us that this is the only constituency that J.C. Kwesen or an elected MP has to be voted for the second time and declared the winner for the second time.
You are watching live pictures here at Assin Breku, and we are actually at one of the polling centers where they have actually begun sorting out a few things before the actual sorting of the ballots would be commenced. And then you know that that process will be followed by the counting of the ballot, and then we will see who is who wins the Assin North constituency elections. Let me speak with this man. Good evening.
Good evening, Richard. How are you
Tell
doing?
me what your expectations are now the voting is done, the polls have closed.
The only thing I've noticed here is this, that if Breku is the decider, then it's looking like the tables will
So that
turn.
is why you are here. You know that Breku is the decider.
Exactly. It looks to me as though those who voted for Charles the previous time, how do you call it, Jesse Kwesin, quite a number of them have now voted for Charles Opoku.
How do you know that?
Now, I've spoken to quite a few of them, and they've indicated to me that both are from here, and they're interested in their own. It appears to me also that the people here are largely MPP. And so they tell me they voted skirt and blouse. This time their own guy has come.
How do you come to this definite
It was
conclusion?
obvious from the previous elections when Nanado won, and the NDC candidate also won. And it appears that Nanado won 12 out of the 13 polling stations here. Is that what you'll be reporting? Yes. And the guy, the Boga won 13, 12 out of the 13.
What guy you mean, Georgia?
Just, of course. Yes, of course. So for me, from the indications I'm getting right here, few who voted for Charles have indicated to me that they voted previously for Kwesin.
Okay. All right. So this is someone who started observing the process right from the word go when the poll started, and he's been here, stationed here until the close of polls today. Let me speak with this man. Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, boss.
Okay. So what exactly are you staring at? Because I can see hundreds of pair of eyes staring at this direction where the ballot box will be emptied onto the table.
In every election, this is the most critical moment. If you are the election is going to be rigged or not, it will depend here. So I think that is why a chunk majority of the people are stationed here, waiting to witness whatever will come out of the ballot box.
Okay. So are you kind of nervous? Who are you expecting to carry the day?
I'm expecting the incumbent, James Jachikwesin, to emerge as victor.
Did you vote?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay. So it appears that a sizable number of people we have spoken to here do not have a vote here. They don't vote here, but they just traveled all the way from wherever they came from to lend their support to either James Jachikwesin or Charles Opoku, and it's been amazing. So far, a lot of the people, the numbers are multiplying by the minute. People are now coming. They are now aware. They've been made aware that the entire process has ended, and then sorting will begin any moment from now. Let me speak with this gentleman. Hello, Nevrozan.
Ejekum Bernard.
Nejekum Bernard, oto abawa.
Meto abawa hapa.
Oto wa hendia police station.
Police station ya mijina hu ya mehwese.
Mijina hu ya wo hwe. Ntutu ye no okofie ansa na wo ba na so we jina ha sa.
Metu ye me nko ba bia.
Na nti why na we expect say obewini?
Number 1 ni na ye Charles Opoku no. Ono na me expect say obe carry the day.
Adenti na office number 1 na.
Na me hwe kakra enyumu a papa no ode agu akwan mu no. Sebe aburo adwene ne ntiase so. Say carry say they say youth na ye wa ha ni nyina ye de adwen budi papa no betumi aye de wa chance ye even onye MP onye DC onye assemblyman but enema wa ye no aburo adwene ne ntiase so me de compare ne colleague na me hu difference na ye huge ama papa no say so to me carry the day say I hwe ne say ye pempuntu ye padwuma de a say me hu say number 1 I carry the day no.
This guy voted here. He said he voted specifically for Charles Opoku. Charles Opoku is his man. He voted for development because even when Charles has not become the MP yet, Charles has been doing a lot for them. There you have it. The ballots have been poured on the table, and the EC officials and other political party agents, they are looking at the process. They have begun sorting the thing out. In fact, from now on, jubilation of a sort could even come depending on the chunk that is selected to on whichever table. So if Georgia Chikwesin is number 1 and they look at the situation where the chunk is too huge, then you can imagine the kind of jubilation that will go on here. If it is Charles Opoku, the jubilation will also spark as well. So we are here witnessing the process here. A lot of people keenly, anxiously watching the process. They just don't want to take their gaze off the process that they are currently witnessing. It looks as if that history is about to be made. They don't want to miss out on this very historic moment. Who will become the MP for Assin North? It's been on the front burner for a very long time. Today, their terms have done their talking and they are waiting for the verdict to follow suit. Na sisi awo hwe o na si ambition say David betumi ato aba ho na fra say
Manuas mini
na ufi krom ha say ko to aba ntin kan hwan na obeto ama no
ene say wo me am
e wo ho na sisi ya to aba ewie de say wo so wo support ofie no o mo support the candidate MPP ntin ka obeto ama Charles Opoku na Charles Opoku so na won kan ntemi. So this gentleman is not a voter yet, but he comes from a family who are predominantly New Patriotic Party supporters, and definitely he says that he would have voted for Charles Opoku if he had the opportunity to vote. Let me speak with my colleague Alfred Amo, who has been stationed here all day. He's also been moving from one constituency to the other. Alfred, welcome.
Thank you, Kojo.
So tell me what you are currently watching and what you are picking around us.
Right. We are also here to witness, in fact, how the whole process is going to be. I think the election is too close to predict who is going to win and all that. So we are also here monitoring how the whole thing pans out.
Are you also anxious and nervous like the other people I've spoken to?
Sure, because in fact, there have been a lot of by-elections in Ghana, and this one is so unique because in the previous one that we've witnessed, usually by-elections usually come one MP or the another dies, or maybe one is a skin chief or something, and with those kind of elections, those MPs won't take part. But with this one, the current MP in question is in the elections, and they are all from Assin Breku.
So it's very
interesting, and tension is very high here. And I'm also trying to, I'm very anxious to see who carries the day, and we are all waiting to see that particular time.
Are we likely to witness a very high voter turnout? You have been going around a lot of the polling centers.
Yes, I've been going around. In fact, I started my rounds very early this morning. A place like Assin North, you see people, I mean, old people with their walking sticks and all that, anxiously trying to see what happens. And
I'm even told that some were carried to the polling centers in order for them.
I went to Niaso and I saw a man, 89 years man, old man who came there to vote, and I was trying to find out why is he trying to vote at that age, and he told me he also wants development, and one of the easiest way to bring development to Assin North is to vote for a particular candidate. In fact, I did not ask that particular candidate because of tension around the place. So it clearly shows that this election is very unique. It's unique. So I'm sure there will be higher voter turnout because around 5:30, when I go to some of the polling stations, you see a long queue. So I'm very sure there's going to be a higher voter turnout today.
Thank you very much. So pretty shortly we are going to witness the very first results, polling centers in this particular polling station. So you can take it over from the studio, and we are definitely waiting till the last end of this battle.
That's Richard Kwajo Nyako, who is in Assin Breku now. So as you can see on your screen, we have a shot from Assin Breku and another from Assin Praso, where our man, Ohemeng Teria, is standing by now. Ohemeng, what has been happening so far?
So they are sorting the votes according to the candidates who took part in the elections, and they There are three candidates, as we do know already. The New Patriotic Party being represented by Charles Opoku, and then the LPG also being represented by Bernice Senenu, and we also have the NDC, James Jachikwesin. So I will say that this is the crucial part of the process itself. Everybody here, be it the party agents, they are carefully monitoring events here. There are instances where the presiding officer will pick a ballot and then he show it to them, and as if they've all agreed in unison, then they decide which way that particular ballot should go. A while ago, I positioned myself at a particular spot, and one of them beckoned on me to move away from where I was standing because it appeared I have blocked his view. So everybody here wants to understand what is happening here, and the police are here in their numbers. What they have done is to cordon off a particular area for this polling station. Is the old Praso Catholic Church at Assin Praso, and the police are here in their numbers. What they have done is to sort of separate this process, the spot where the sorting and the counting of ballots is taking place, from the people who are here in their numbers to also monitor developments. These are people who took part in the elections, and they want to know the outcome of whom they voted for and how the voting went. And there are also others who did not take part at all, but they are spectators here wanting to know what is happening here. And I will say that the NDC is represented as well as the two other political parties, MPP and LPG. Let me speak to a gentleman from the National Democratic Congress. Good evening.
Good evening.
What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Fred Agbenyo.
Yes, I wanted to hear from the horse's own mouth. You appear to be so anxious. Are you anxious?
Well, I think that the whole of Ghana is anxious. Ghanaians are looking for a positive result for NDC in this particular by-election. A lot of people believe that will be a reflection on what will happen in the 2024 elections. And so we are very anxious. Ghanaians are tired of this particular government. And it's everybody's expectation that we show them the exit. And whatever is going to happen in 2024 will take its root from today. And that is why you see that all of us are anxious and looking for a favorable results. The community which I am, Praso, is larger than MPP stronghold. In this particular polling station, the last election we voted, they beat NDC with about 148 votes. My expectation is that we'll be able to close the gap. And then we'll see what happens under three branches that we have in this community. And so we are very anxious and looking forward with a huge expectation.
So what is so special about what is happening here compared to how the voting process started? Because this time around, you are not sitting, you are upstanding.
Of course, when it comes to this time of the day, on an election day, you can't sit, you have to stand, you want to watch, you want to be sure of what is happening. You want to assist your party agents and make sure that the electoral officers will not do anything untoward, and that is why we are all standing. So far, I must say that it's been very, very generally peaceful. Earlier in the day, some tags of MPP came here to, cause commotion here. Even they assaulted my colleague who is standing by me, but the police acted very professionally. They move in and make sure that sanity returned. And since then, it's been very, very calm. All the parties have been coming and going to observe what is going on till this hour. I pray that it ends peacefully.
So the attacks that you mentioned, did they happen within the this cordon area, I mean the voting center, or it was outside the voting center?
Oh, it happened within the voting center. I think about 4 people, even our National Youth Organizer's car was vandalized right here. They attacked him and they broke the windscreen of his car and all that. Yeah. And this gentleman, as I said, was beaten. One other man was beaten and was rushed to the hospital. I thought that we can have elections without necessarily, degenerating and going down that path. So, so far, as I said, the police has been very, very professional. They behind their numbers, and I pray that what we saw in the early hours of the day will not reoccur again, that will end this process in peace.
So that has been Mr. Fred Agbenyo of the NDC, giving us some insights. And for him, he's anxious, and he also expects the whole of the country to also be anxious. Just a while ago, I've seen Commissioner of Police leading some high-ranking police officers into this area. So yes, the police numbers keeps increasing. It keeps increasing all the time. So let me speak to the man whom we are told was assaulted. So how did it happen?
Oh, unfortunately, I was so disappointed about the MPP vigilante gurus.
So how did it happen?
It happened in the sector. I don't know. I cannot even describe, because this my sister here is one of the MPP, how do you call it, chairperson from one constituency. We are here early morning doing our normal activities, like the way to convince each other how to vote for each other. Then I was told that there was a disagreement between the Elias who speak Fred Agbanyo and one DC. I wasn't even aware about what really was going on. What really was going on. So for me, the police himself can testify to it. I saw one Land Cruiser loaded with these vigilante guys and one Toyota van. All that we can see that people started getting from the car. Then they beat a certain man, that the man fell down. Then I was trying to draw the police attention that you should see what is going on. And this in here, and this in here. Then they started beating me. You can see it. If I am lying, you can see now it's coming down. It wasn't easy for me. If I was somebody that I'm not strong, I should have give out. That I know they should take me to hospital or not. But I know the reason why I was pushed here to work for the party or to Ghana. So I also decided to remain here. Despite that I was feeling headache and all kind of things, it wasn't easy for me at all. It wasn't easy for me. And I thank God that some of the MPP members testified to that, no, this guy shouldn't be assaulted because I haven't offended anybody, I haven't insulted anybody, I haven't even done anything wrong.
So you mean that despite the attack on you, you continued with your responsibility as a party agent?
You can see, yes, I continue my responsibility as somebody who is working for Ghana or is working for my party. You can see them, all of them are MPP. But we are all, after beating myself, we are all together to do one thing together. Because we believe that with that party, we are all Ghanaians. This election will be end today, but we will continue to be a Ghanaians. That is all I can say.
Okay, so how do you feel now?
I'm feeling headache, to be honest with you. I'm not within myself. You know, when this thing happens like this, you will try to control yourself. But later the day, you started feeling headache.
So is it a way to say that you want to die for your party than taking care of your health? Because you say you were attacked, but still decided to be here working for your party?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. If you are trusted and you have been voted to be taken in charge of a responsibility as a deputy regional organizer, you need to take that responsibility. Whatever is going on, you are dying for Ghana, you are dying for your party.
Oh, you are a deputy regional organizer, the central regional organizer?
No, Volta regional, I'm the deputy regional organizer. So it is my responsibility to protect, to defend the constitution of this country. And we all know the reason why all of us doesn't want these things to go in the favor of MPP. Because by the end of the day, you and I were in this country when Nana Akufo-Addo was interviewed with Al Jazeera concerning about this LGBTQ. He said it's bound to happen.
Now you are taking me to another level of the conversation. It's something that I haven't asked questions. I'm calling the shots here. So please answer the questions as I ask you, not to veer off. So You insist that taking care of the voting process here is more important than your health. Is that what you are saying?
Oh, yeah, of course. I know this needs to end. I'll go to the hospital. Don't understand me. I'm not somebody who give up in life just like that. I'm a strong person. Whatever happened in my life, I need to fight and get the result. I'm a result maker. If I'm looking for something that I've not got the result, I don't give up. I am that type of person. Until what I'm looking for, I get the result. After the result, I will know what I will do for the next.
So you were attacked. This was an unprovoked attack on you, right?
Oh, yeah, I haven't provoked. And this gentleman can testify to it. He's an MPP man. He can testify to it. He's a friend. He's a friend of mine. He can testify to it. Some of his big men came around. He was telling them that even this guy haven't done anything. A liar always said, I have my witness in London. God so good, you are doing the interview. The man sitting there beside me is a strong MPP, and we are all here like one family.
So, as a political party agent representing the NDC, how would you describe the entire process here at your polling center here?
I want to use the opportunity to congratulate the police that they have done professional work. They have done a professional work. They are really done a professional work. The process was started earlier very nicely. All of a sudden, nobody know who brought those issues that wanted to destroy the whole the beauty of the whole process. So I can say that everything that happened, I will give it down to God. He make our people in the other various police stations, other ward will be alert. Because if this thing should have happened at this time, nobody know what will happen. So for me, when this thing happened earlier, I was thankful to God that God knows whatever will happen in the evening. So as it happened early morning, the other branches or other ward must be very, 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 very vigilant. So I can be bold and tell you that what happened to me today is the beginning of 2024.
Okay. So you say your name is Adam?
Elliot Wobe.
Okay, Elliot Wobe, the voter regional deputy organizer of the NDC. Okay, so that has been Mr. Elliot Wobe, the deputy regional organizer of the NDC voter region, giving us some update on what actually happened here. Let me see if my brother here will want to share a word with us as yes, so he's also so anxious about the counting. I can see how anxious you are. You represent the MPP, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, so why do you want to finish the counting before talking to me?
Yeah, because that is where my concentration is at the moment. That is where my concentration is at the moment.
So are you also anxious?
Yes, I'm very anxious.
Okay, what's your full name, sir?
My full name is Justice Apia.
Okay, this is Justice Apia Entry representing the New Patriotic Party. For him, he would love to speak to us, but that should be done after counting because all his concentration, his attention is on counting. And indeed, the electoral officials have started counting. They've moved from the sorting to the counting. And I'll tell you that there are countless number of electors in the Assin North constituency. This is the Assin township who have gathered here in their numbers, trying to catch a glimpse of what is happening here. Some have come with their notepads and pens, trying to put down whatever information that they will gather here. Perhaps they want to be witnesses to history today. And today, in the Assin North constituency, history will be made as a new member of parliament is elected here. And I'll tell you that the police have positioned themselves in vantage positions. Some have been very, very, very attentive. Some are also looking around, moving about as they check every corner in this particular voting center. They're trying to protect life and property here. Don't forget yesterday when the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, met all the stakeholders in today's elections. One key thing that ran through the conversation was the fact that police will be resolute in providing security to the electors and observers of this whole process. So all the people I have interviewed, those from the MPP, those also from the NDC and LPG and observers alike, have all shared their experience in giving thanks and praises, commending the police highly for being professional in providing security to the process in its entirety. So yes, unfortunately, there's a cock that has also pulled up here, and it appears the crow of the cock seems to be distracting the process so far. I don't know what will happen to this cock, but here the counting continues, and people are anxiously waiting to hear the announcement from the presiding officer who is in charge of the old Kalik voting center here at Assin Praso. Assin Praso is so important because it shares boundary with the Ashanti region. So for those of us who are moving from Ashanti region, as you enter the central region, the first community that you enter is the Assin Praso, and it is the Pra River that divides the central region and Ashanti region. And so from the old Ekalik polling center here at Assin Praso, my name has been Ohimin Tewe, and we promise to give our viewers all the necessary information, the results that they want to hear, so that they can be at peace.
You, Ohimin Tewe, I will still be coming or going back to him to get update on whatever is happening there in Assin Praso. And then again, we'll be touching base with Richard Kwajo Inyako as well. Now, this election, this by-election, has been labeled as a crucial by-election because of what the outcome gives the winning party. You know that the NDC has said that if it wants to win the 2024 election, this probably is a test of its popularity amongst the populace. The MPP also says this is like a rating on its performance in government. So both parties have approached this particular election with all the verve they have. You know, the LPG is also in there, the independent candidate is also in there, but the two main race, or the race has been between these two people, the NDC and the MPP, to the extent that members of parliament from the weekend had to abandon whatever they were doing to be in Assin North. Even today, parliament had to adjourn because members were absent and were present in Assin North to ensure they play their roles in this particular crucial by-election in Assin North. Let's bring you the reactions to the absence of MPs from Parliament.
The Assin North by-election is perhaps one of the most keenly contested by-elections in the history of the Fourth Republic. The numbers in Parliament means that both the NDC and the NPP are bent on winning that seat. Almost all MPs on both sides of the aisle have descended on the constituency to help the agenda of their respective parties. This meant that Parliament was handicapped in terms of numbers. The majority leader admitted that.
It's a very important activity which is taking place outside the presence of Parliament. And many of our colleagues are deeply involved in that enterprise. As the Speaker, I think it's significant to observe that on this occasion, that is for today's setting, the majority outnumber the minority by about 300%. About 300%. It's significant. You get it. Yes, Speaker. So for the questions, I guess we stand the questions down and deal with just the presentation of papers.
Available leader on the minority side, James Agalga, backed calls to adjourn after a few papers had been laid.
The leader of the House says they have outnumbered the minority by over 300%. The Speaker, I'm not sure that statement is very accurate. As Mr. Speaker can see, the Honorable Kodo is here. I'm here. I'm representing. I'm the available leader. My brother is here with me. And so our numbers are increasing. I'm sure by the time we write.
The House adjourned after less than 15 minutes of sitting.
All in favor of the House adjourning now, say aye. All against, say no. The ayes have it. The House is accordingly adjourned till Thursday, June 29th, 2023 at 10 o'clock in the forenoon.
There were less than 15 MPs on the floor of Parliament today. Some would have said Parliament should have seen this coming. Last week, some MPs were sounding the alarm bell that a lot more MPs will be focusing on the Assin North by-election due to how crucial it is to the numbers shaping up on the floor of the House. So when the House started sitting this morning, it just did not have the quorum to be able to transact any meaningful business. Both sides agreed that they were just going to lay papers and then the House will adjourn. Reporting for Joy News, Kweku Asante, Parliament House, Accra.
So today, the by-election in Assin North started with several accusations from both the NDC and MPP concerning vote buying. Each party blamed the other for paying electorate to vote for their candidate. The police also arrested someone for impersonating a military person. The police is also reporting that they heard of pocket of incident in Assin North. But the election has successfully come to an end and counting is currently underway. Will it be Charles Opoku of the MPP or James Jachi-Kwesen of the NDC, or possibly Stephen Bernice Ayonam of the LPG? Who amongst the candidates will carry the day? We are there to bring you all that will be happening in the Assin North constituency for you. The coalition center, we are told, is in Assin Breku, where my colleague Richard Kwajo Yako is standing by. Richard, so what's the update since we last left you? Still watching the election headquarters here on the Joy News channel. What you see on your screens now is the counting process. So when you go to the polling center, when they are counting for candidates, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is what is happening now. Who will carry the day? We will know by the end of today when we take a leave of you. We would let you know who is carrying the day. Will it be the NPP's Charles Opoku, or will it be the NDC's James Jachi-Kwesen, the embattled man at the center of all of this by-election, or will it be Stephen Bernice Ayonam of the LPG? We have all of those updates coming from the constituency for you here on the election headquarters. You can tweet at us or comment on the feed. Let's talk of what's happening on social media. Just add hashtag ElectionHQ. Let's get talking. What has been your view of the processes so far? Let's hear from you on social media, on all platforms. Just add the hashtag ElectionHQ and we'll keep talking now. It's been a very hot day of electoral process in Assin North. My colleague Richard Kwajo Nyako, who is at Assin Breku, joins us again. Richard, what's the update since we last left you?
43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Counting, by the way, is underway. We do not know who has won any of the 3 polling stations that we are currently taking. In fact, people are blowing vuvuzela. They are making noise with anything that they could find inside. And it's an interesting. They are waiting for the election to be over in order to be sure who has carried the day in these 3 polling stations. So it's been an interesting spectacle here. One side, they are jubilating, the other side, they are also retaining themselves from jubilation. I've seen this young lady here. Hello, what's your name? Okay, so you seem excited. What makes you excited? Okay, so you're facing in your home. 75. 76. I'm kind of really. So this lady seems excited. I think she has no vote yet, but she feels that those should win. So behind me are scores of supporters who are already marching. They are driving white already.
Feels that George Jachi-Kwesen should win. So behind me are scores of supporters who are already marching. They are clad in white already. They are marching. They have declared victory for their candidate. We do not have the figures yet. We do not have the numbers yet. But they feel that George Jachi-Kwesen is the man now. He is winning. And that is why they are making the noise here. It's an interesting spectacle here. I earlier told you that the stakes are very, very high. Okay, so
I said so far, we say question. NDC, oh, but then you have
police station of FIBA. George question.
No, but
no, Judge Obo MPP ball NDC with 8, MPP 209 in the NDC onya 201. So difference 8.
Okay, so difference 8. It means that Charles Opoku won that place. Okay.
What we know, say. I want to Charles Opoku stronghold. And it said your question to me pull it out 201 votes. That is difference 8 votes. And I just said your question will renew baby.
So that explains the excitement. Okay, so what these people are essentially telling me is that the polling station behind me, it is Charles Opoku that was declared the winner. In fact, they put out a figure. We are unable to confirm the figure right now, but what they tell us is that Charles Opoku polled 209 votes, whilst Joe Kwesin polled 201 votes. But they indicate that that polling station is supposed to be the stronghold of Charles Opoku, and for Joe Kwesin to have done very well in that polling station, it gives them a sense that the election will tilt in favor of George Achikwesin. That explains their excitement.
From Hatia, this is a commander one.
Now, but when you are
if you come and buy and this is Damakumem or Pianim and this be a national map coordinator, judge and a man.
This NDC we need about
why we
know for then to the police station of FIBA and NDC has
why we need
NDC has
this year and so I almost say about tunnel. Me a this at my children, Siano. Mina make a then a children. Make a chain and coupons on children, Siano.
And I want it.
Yes, Nakupo Domi. Okay. Yes. Your mama saw a bath on the farm. MPP Nibia TV, your mama. Mamma Cassancho. Your mama or 2020 is 16. What we need or pub with your 1% Ghana best centi. What in my 2020, sir? I
Okay, so this is Adiza. She says she comes from Kumasi. She came here to witness the proceedings here, and she feels that the NDC is winning, and she, in her own capacity, she's tied the reins and is never going to reign, and we are going to witness some smooth election. The outcome will be before all of us. So earlier, I was telling you about why the jubilation, some people are jubilating. The police station right behind me, where I am pointing to, they've declared the elections. We are unable to confirm the figures they have put out. But what they tell us is that George Achikwesin pulled 201 votes, and then Charles Opoku pulled 209 votes, indicating an 8-point percentage difference, and that is giving them the hope that George Achikwesin may eventually be declared the winner, because they say that that is a stronghold. So we are still monitoring proceedings here. Counting, however, is ongoing in this particular polling station. There are a lot of pair of eyes that are staring at that particular place where the counting is currently ongoing, and they cannot go anywhere. They can't be bothered. They can't be stopped. They ain't stopping right now because they want to wait for history to be made. According to them, history could be made in diverse ways, whether Charles Opoku wins or George Achikwesin wins the seat. So we are here monitoring proceedings, and we await the outcome of the result from here.
So early jubilations in Assin North, as you heard and watched there. Supporters of the various political parties or candidates, especially of George Achikwesin, have started jubilating, and they are calling this election in the favor of James Achikwesin. Well, interesting times ahead. In the next couple of hours, we will know exactly who is winning. But there you have it, early jubilations from the camp of James Achikwesin. We are at every corner of the Assin North to bring you up to speed on this particular election. We'll let you know who is winning. So as the results trickle in, would relay them to you so that you get to know who exactly is winning. But counting is still underway in some polling stations. We understand that counting is also or has come to an end in other polling stations. I will get you the original result. We can see a polling agent contesting the counting there. We can't tell for now if he is an agent or not, but from where he stands, he can only be an agent, and we can see that he is contesting the counting there. So interesting happening there. We'll get you live to Assin Breku to understand what's happening. Richard, if you are still with me and if you can hear me, run us through what really is happening at this polling station and what we see. Okay, so I mean, as you can see, there's a contest there. We can't clearly understand what is happening, but we'll get you, the exact thing that is happening at this polling station. But as you can see, there is a contest. A polling agent is contesting what is happening there. So we'll get you closer to the place so you can see. But we are in Assin North to bring you update on this by-election. Will it be NPP's Charles Opoku carrying the day, or will it be the NDC's James Gyakye Quayson, or the LPG's Sefanu Bernice Enyonam carrying the day? We will see. Just to give you a review of how the day has been, the day started with hot accusations of vote buying from both the NPP and the NDC. Both sides, we heard, were paying the electorate to vote for their candidate. Again, the police had earlier arrested someone for impersonating a military person. We also heard of a shooting incident, in Assin North. We are told this happened in Assin Praso. When we get our reporter there, we'll try and get more confirmations on that for you here. But remember that in the last election in 2020, the NDC's candidate, James Gyakye Quayson, won this election, but the Supreme Court declared it as null and void. Let's take you to the grounds to really hear what exactly is happening on the ground. So as you can see, the counting is underway, but it looks like there is a contest about a ballot paper. We cannot tell exactly why the contestation there, but it looks like one of the polling agents is trying to raise concerns about the inclusion of that particular ballot paper. But I think everything has been resolved now and counting has resumed. So there you have it. But you can hear the resident there, the electorate, saying that, well, if it will be a problem, then remove that one from it. But we'll still get you exactly what's happening there. But as you can see, counting is underway. We can report that some supporters, especially for James Gyakye Quayson, have already started jubilating. They say that once Charles Opoku has marginally won in his own home base polling station, it tells that James Gyakye Quayson will carry the day. Well, that's what they feel, but by close of today, we will know. Well, some jubilations there. Let's take you there. Listen to the live sounds coming in from the Assin Breku polling station. So, I mean, vuvuzelas are blazing. The people standing by are really jubilating. I don't know which side, but I could see a woman wearing the colors of the NDC amongst the people there jubilating. So, it might say, or it could then tell you that their candidate is winning this particular polling station. But we'll get you there to get the exact figures. But interesting scenes in Assin Breku now that counting is underway. Some polling centers have had theirs counted already, and so you can see that the supporters of a particular candidate are already jubilating. Early days yet, but once they are there and they could tell what exactly is happening, well, they have the right to jubilate. They know what's happening. But we'll bring you the result shortly for you to know what is indeed happening. This is your election headquarters on the Joy News channel. Stay with us throughout the day because we've got you covered from all angles, from the numbers coming in from the EC, from our reporters on the ground, from reactions from political party actors there. We understand that most MPs are on the ground. We will be touching base with some of them. But Ohiming Tewia is joining us from Assin Praso. Ohiming, what update do you have for us? Okay, all right. So we'll get to Ohiming, who is in Assin Praso for us. But Kojo Nyako is joining us from Assin Breku to give us what's happening there. You saw what was happening. Kojo, what has been happening? We've seen a lot of people jubilating. All right, so we are still here on your election headquarters. We are still in Assin North to bring you whatever is happening there. Richard Kojo will be joining us shortly to bring us up to speed with what's happening in Assin Breku. A polling station had finished counting the ballot, and one side started jubilating. Why are they jubilating? We'll get you the update. Richard Kojo will be joining us shortly, but you can join us with let's talk about this election, this by-election on social media. Just add hashtag ElectionHQ so that we can see what you're talking about, and then we can share that with the rest of our viewers across the length and breadth of the world. This is your election headquarters. We are in Assin North Assin North constituency to bring you the latest on this by-election. Will it be the NDC's James Jache Kwesen or the MPPs Charles Opoku or the LPGs Benis Enyonam Sefenu, the winning? We are there to bring you everything that will be coming here. Ohiming will be coming shortly. We understand that there was a shooting incident in Assin Praso. We'll be crossing over to him to get some letters. Okay, so you can see this is Assin Praso, and you can see some people jubilating there. I don't see the colors here, but you can see definitely that their candidate has won. Okay, just listen to a feel of what's happening there. Okay. All right, so my colleague Ohiming Tewia is live now. Ohiming, we can see some people jubilating. Which party do they belong to and what's happening? Give us the details. All right, so as you can see on your screens, some supporters have already started jubilating. Well, I heard the song there, but I didn't want to preempt. Ohiming is the man there, and he's joining us with all the latest from that ground.
Yes, Ekojo, I can hear you. This is the Praso MAJHS, and a while ago the presiding officer did announce the results. So the NDC supporters are jubilating because NDC's Jachi Kwesin polled 171 as against 165 by the MPP's Charles Opoku. So the NDC supporters are jubilating because it's a victory for them here at Praso, which we are told is one of the strongholds of the New Patriotic Party. So I've been trying to speak to some of the NDC sympathizers here. Let me see if I can speak to this gentleman here. Can I talk to you briefly? Okay. Oh, unfortunately, they have denied. They have declined speaking to us here. But I'll say that they are jubilating because the figures here or the results here represents a sort of a victory for the NDC. You seem to be so happy. What is happening?
Yeah, I think this is one of the strongest hold of the NPP. So they make sure that they will do whatever things that can favor them. And God being so good, we stand firm since from morning. You can see it was prevalent that people are bribing openly in front of the police and everybody. There are people who went in this room and collected 500 Ghana cedis just for vote for the MPP. We try all our best. God being so good on our side, this year being the strongest of old of the MPP, we were able to match them boot to boot, and we won this place convincingly. Because having here to be their stronghold, and if you look at the kind of hooligans that they brought in here in the morning and in the afternoon, they even attack two of our people. They are now in the hospital. And after all, we're able to win this police station. That is why you see us jubilating, because it has not been easy right from day one in the morning till this evening. And I would also like to applaud the police officers around here. They've also tried their best. And at the end of the day, we're able to count everything, and the NDC won, even though with a smallest margin, though this place is not our stronghold, and we won it. And that tells you that in our stronghold, the margin is getting higher and higher.
But is it not too early to be jubilating, because this is just a minute polling center in the constituency?
You see,
out of 99 polling stations.
You see, in everything you must do your SWOT analysis. You will look at the weakness of your opponent and when the strength of your opponent is also is. So as we are here, we are also communicating to where we think it is our stronghold. In our stronghold, the margin is, we are giving the MPP at some places even 90-80%. So if this is their stronghold, this is where they spend much money to make sure that this place will be in their favor. And we're able to match them, even win them with a margin of 7 votes or so. So that tells you that we are winning generally. So we must jubilate. I think we have tried our best, and God has always been on our side, and everything has also been on our side. The only thing we need to do now is that we want to commend the policemen. They should stand firm. From morning, they've tried the best. They should also try and defend till the coalition is done and declared Kwesin as a parliamentary.
All right. So what's your name, sir?
Parliament. My name is Faisal Dauda, popularly known as Chairman Concern, Aswasi Constituency Chairman, NDC.
Okay. So this is the Aswasi Constituency Chairman giving us update on the DA Primary School polling center here at Assin Praso. The NDC has won. And they are jubilating, but as I put it to him, this is just the beginning of the things to come. So we'll monitor and bring more updates on the elections.
Ohemin Teria is our man on the beat there. We'll bring you more from the Assin North constituency. Stay with us. This is your election headquarters. We have everything covered for you. We'll take a quick break to bring you, Connect Africa with Blessed Soga. And then right after, we'll still come your way with more from the Assin North constituency. Stay with us here on the Joy News channel.